Most Christians fear hell, but Jesus never said to fear hell. He said to fear God, and those are not the same thing. Matthew 10:28. Do not fear those who kill the body. Fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Notice, Jesus pointed to God, not hell. So I asked my brother, growing up, did you fear the whoopings more, or did you fear being disobedient to Dad more? He said, the whoopings, obviously. And I told him, that's exactly why you kept getting whooped, because you never really feared Dad, you just feared the punishment. Think about it at work. The employee who fears his manager, he follows the rules without being told twice. He doesn't test the limits. He doesn't look for loopholes. But the employee who only fears getting fired, he'll push every boundary. He'll see how far he can go. Because he doesn't respect the manager, he just wants to avoid the consequence. And that's how a lot of us relate to God. In Genesis 22, God tells Abraham to sacrifice his only son on an altar. Abraham doesn't run. He doesn't negotiate. He rises early the next morning and obeys. And right before he brings down the knife, an angel stops him and says, "Now I know that you fear God." Not, "Now I know you feared the punishment." Now I know you fear God. Abraham passed the test because his obedience wasn't driven by fear of consequence. It was driven by love for God. Now here's where it gets deep. 1 John 4:8 says, God is love. Proverbs 9:10 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. 1 John 4:18 says, perfect love casts out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. So how does this make sense? There are two kinds of fear. The fear of the Lord, which is reverence, awe, love so deep you never want to disappoint him. And the fear of punishment, which is just trying to avoid hell. The Bible says perfect love casts out the second kind. Because if you truly love God, you stop being motivated by what you're running from and start being motivated by who you're running to. So let me ask you this. Imagine a world where hell didn't exist. No consequences, no judgment, no fire. Would you still follow God? However you answer that question, that's how you know which fear you're actually walking in. Let me say that again. If hell disappeared tomorrow, would your walk with God change? That's the question. God doesn't want you to obey him because you're scared of what happens if you don't. He wants you to obey him because you love him, because he is enough. Not the reward, not the escape from punishment, him. Comment, God is enough, if this challenged the way you think. Share this with someone who needs to hear it.